Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you all to the College of Science and Engineering CSE session of the Virtual Graduate Studies Open House 2020 at Hamad bin Khalifa University, HBKU, for the academic year 2021-2022. My name is Khalid Al-Khouri, PhD graduate student from the College of Science and Engineering, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to welcome you all here today. I hope you will find the event to be informative and that it helps to guide you in your academic journey. This will be the third time that the HBKU Graduate Studies Open House is conducted online. However, rest assured that this year's event will be as comprehensive and informative as past editions and more accessible than before. Our session today aims to connect you with the Dean and faculty members to explore the unique academic and research opportunities at CSE and learn more about the admission requirements and student life. Our session is set to include the following. Welcome message from Dr. Imad Eddin Shaheen, HBKU Interim Professor. Welcome remarks by Dr. Munir Hamdi, Founding Dean of the College of Science and Engineering. Academic overview of the program starting with the ICT Division, Sustainability Division, and Logistic and Decision Management, presented by our faculty members. Admission and application requirements, presented by Muhammad Hijab from the Enrollment Office. Overview on Student Affairs at HBKU, presented by Reem Al-Abdul Jabbar from Student Affairs. Question and answer sessions. Before we begin, I would like to remind you that all lines will be muted until the end of the session. If you have any questions you would like to ask, then please post them in the Q&A tab available on the lower side of the WebEx screen by clicking on the three dots. And please direct these questions to all panelists to make sure that our questions are visible to all of us, and we will follow up with a Q&A session. The similar thing is for the smartphone. If you are using the smartphone joining us the session, then you can find the three dots around as the red arrow shows here on the screen. I would like to start the session by playing a welcome message from Dr. Imad Eddin Shaheen, HBKU Interim.
Dear prospective students, welcome to Hamad bin Khalifa University, HBKU, and congratulations to all of you on the first steps towards your graduate journey. My name is Imad Eddin Shaheen, and I'm the interim provost at HBKU. Let me start by introducing you to the Virtual Graduate Studies Open House 2020 website. It has been designed specifically to support you in your decisions for your next academic undertaking. The Virtual Graduate Studies Open House is an excellent opportunity for all of you who are interested in pursuing a degree in one of HBKU's exceptional graduate programs across the areas of Islamic Studies, Humanities and Social Sciences, Science and Engineering, Health and Life Sciences, Law and Public Policy. We have provided dedicated sessions throughout the week for our prospective students to thoroughly explore all of what we have to offer for a vibrant and impactful student experience. You will be able to connect with experts across HBKU who will introduce our unique academic and research opportunities for students. HBKU is a member of Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Community Development and was founded to continue fulfilling QF's vision of unlocking human potential. As a homegrown university, we are extremely proud to be celebrating 10 years of establishment and very much look forward to welcoming you on this aspiring journey. Every student who enters the HBKU community becomes our priority to inform with the rich scholarship in the field, to enhance personal and academic capacity, and to dedicate resources to empower. Each academic offering is designed to incorporate multidisciplinary education so that you are not restricted to a single approach in your interest, but rather can delve into your research interests from multiple dimensions and engage with other disciplines within and outside the classroom. With the support of a faculty body that are leading thinkers in their field and array of academic and research resources, we strive to empower our students to become future leaders, ones who embrace an entrepreneurial mindset, think critically, even beyond the classroom, and are always in pursuit of new solutions to national and international challenges. Our aspiration is that our graduates will confidently create a positive impact in areas that inspire them and make a difference in our world today. I wish you the best of luck in your pursuit of higher education and look forward to possibly welcoming you as our latest cohort of inspired change makers.
We would like to thank Dr. Imad for that insightful message. I would now like to invite Dr. Munir Hamdi, Founding Dean of the College of Science and Engineering, to give his opening remarks.
I want to welcome and thank you for attending this information session about the College of Science and Engineering. And I hope that we will see many of you as our students in the next academic year. What I can assure you is that we have one of the best colleges in the MENA region. We have one of the best faculty in the MENA region. We have a very nice environment that I'm absolutely sure you will look forward to joining and becoming one of our students. So basically, for the university overall, it was founded in 2010. But most of the programs, they started a little bit later than that. So the university is a research-intensive university, which is predominantly a graduate university. Essentially, all our programs except one are master and PhD programs. So in our college, we have a large number of programs, and many of our colleagues, they will go in detail about these programs. And the good thing about the college is that since it is new, it allowed us to come up with very novel programs that are very multidisciplinary. And nowadays, higher education is targeting multidisciplinary programs and multidisciplinary education, which can go a long way to build a very successful future professional career for all the potential students. On top of that, the university is within Education City. So we are in proximity of the branch campuses of some of the best universities in the world. They are here and we collaborate with them. At the same time, we collaborate closely with many of the research institutes within Qatar, within Hamad bin Khalifa University. So as you can see, we have 3 major research institutes: Qatar Environment and Energy Research Institute, QERI, and Qatar Computing Research Institute, QCRI, and QBRI. And we work closely with all of them except especially the first 2. So many of their scientists, they are joint faculty members with us, so they give classes and they supervise many of our students. Also, our students, they have the opportunities to use the labs within these research institutes. And as you can see, beyond the College of Science and Engineering, there are many other colleges within Hamad bin Khalifa University, like College of Islamic Studies, College of Humanity and Social Science, Life Science, and so forth. And also we collaborate closely with all of these. So there is a very nice education and research environment, and I hope that you will be part of it. So our colleagues, they will tell you in much more detail about the academic programs, but in the next video, we want to emphasize a little bit more about some of the research and some of the research achievements that the college has achieved within a relatively short period of time. So please play the video. My name is Munir Hamdi. I'm the founding dean of the College of Science and Engineering. The college has been built around 3 key divisions: the Division of Information and Computing Technology, the Division of Sustainable Development, and the Division of Engineering Management and Decision Sciences. So we have many academic and research programs
within these divisions. For example, we have research and development programs around sensors and networking technology. We have research programs around cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, health management, energy and resources, water, food and the environment. Logistics and supply chain management. And since the beginning of the college, which has started in 2015, we have grown to about 70 faculty members and researchers, as well as we have right now around 180 PhD students. We do a lot of research and development in all the areas that I mentioned before. We have also built major research labs. For example, we have labs on sensors and VLSI. We have labs on cybersecurity, in oil and gas, in sustainable environment and sustainable energy, logistics and supply chain management, computer graphics, AI and cloud computing, and so forth. And all of these labs, they are very active in conducting research and development using, of course, with our own faculty, researchers, PhD, and even some master students. Also, within the past 4 or 5 years, we were able to publish more than 1,000 Scopus indexed publications. And we have also have more than 30 patents that have been submitted and awarded. We also have been awarded more than 80 research projects which have been funded, some of them by QNRF, some of them by internally within HBKU, and some have been funded by external collaborators and external partners. For example, we have major projects by NATO, we have a major project by Schlumberger, another major project by Samsung, then another one by the Supreme Committee, and also by Al Atiyah Foundations. So we have a large number of these funded research projects. We have a lot of achievements by our own faculty and the students. For example, one of our students, he received the Grand Prix in the International Invention Fair in the Middle East. It was given by His Highness, the Emir of Kuwait. Also, one other student, he received the gold medal at the International Exhibition of Inventions in Geneva in 2019. And many of our students, they started their own companies and they are extremely successful. The College of Science and Engineering collaborates with a lot of industry and ministries within Qatar and even outside. There are too many to go through each one of them one by one. Basically, what we do at the college in terms of research and development, we build smart sensors and smart systems. For example, we have built smart watches for the construction workers in Qatar. We are building smart masks for COVID-19 and other type of diseases. We are designing smart gloves in the oil and gas industry and so forth.
هذا الجهاز يمكن أن يشخص التنفس عند الرضيع وكذلك درجة الحرارة ويمكن تشخيصه بدقة عالية جدا وكذلك يمكن يعني إرسال ضخ هذه المعلومات عن طريق اللاسلكي فيمكن للأم أن ترى إذا كان الرضيع يتنفس ولا درجة الحرارة تاعو على الموبايل فون.
In addition, we are designing also passive RFID chips in collaboration with Iberdrola and Kahramaa, which can detect if there is any heat in the grid, in the electric grid of Kahramaa, and try to prevent any accidents. We also build artificial intelligence systems. So we are collaborating with the Ministry of Interior in building AI systems that can detect accidents at any point in time. Also, we are working with the Sidra Hospital in using AI for detecting autism in children, as well as detecting certain diseases such as skin cancer and also pneumonia in people.
اليوم برنامجنا عن تقييم الانتباه في الصف لأطفال التوحد ما بين عمر 7 سنوات إلى 11 سنة. نطلب من الطفل أن يستخدم برنامج للفيرتشوال رياليتي أو الواقع الافتراضي، فالطفل ينخرط في التعامل مع هذا البرنامج ونحن نسجل حركة العين وملامح الوجه. وقمنا بمقارنة وشفنا أن طالب التوحد يعطي انتباه بطريقة جدا مختلفة، وطالب التوحد طريقة إعطائه الانتباه تختلف من طالب إلى آخر.
We are building very smart human-computer interfaces and computer graphics. For example, we have built a computer graphics system that can visualize Hadith al-Bukhari, and this has received a lot of attention in Qatar and worldwide. Also, we are building smart computer graphics in collaboration with the Qatar Museum Authority, and it has been also very successful. We are also building sustainable development systems in collaboration with the Supreme Committee. So, for example, we are building or creating fertilizers out of food waste so that it can be used in crops and using much less water. And we are building sophisticated environment management applications. So this is, in a nutshell, some of the research and development that it is being done by the College of Science and Engineering since its foundations 4 or 5 years ago, and we have achieved a lot, and I'm sure our achievement in the future will be much bigger. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Munir, for that warm welcome and information. I will now move on the academic overview of the programs, which will be presented by various faculty members at CSE. If you have any questions at any time, please post them in Q&A tab, and we will address as many as we can during the Q&A session. We'll start with Dr. Muhammad Abdullah for the Division of Information and Computing Technology.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for Dr. Khalid for the introduction. So my name is Dr. Muhammad Abdullah. I'm an associate professor at the Division of Information and Computing Technology. Actually, today I'm going to give you an overview of the Division of Information Computing Technology. So actually, as Dr. Munir presented and the video that we are showing here, we are in our division we are focusing on touching Yes, sorry. Yeah. So in this ICT division, we're actually the data. There are many applications that requires a lot of data, and like for example, health, smart cities, transportation, assistive technology, Internet of Things, security, and surveillance. So in our division, we focused on developing a curriculum or programs that focuses on these areas and developing like how you're going to develop these applications. So for example, we are focusing, if you want to do like really big data, then the system started from having like, you need to collect this data. So we developed like, we do like sensory applications, where in these areas we focus on hardware and where we develop our own smart sensors, which has a very nice feature being low power. We also do a lot of signal processing to actually clean our data. We do like also we have the networking aspects. We develop smart network, wireless networks. And then once this data has been transmitted, we go to have all this data collected. Then we go to the issue of big data. And then this big data, we do all the analysis for the big data. We have the artificial intelligence. We do a lot of data analysis, machine learning, deep learning, AI. And then the most important thing, after we do the analysis, there is another important thing, which is the security, which is cyber security of the data. So in our program, in our division, we also develop programs that focus on cyber security, how to secure our data, and also we focus on data privacy. So in our ICT, it's an interdisciplinary curriculum, which is on a cutting edge, which we have like a cutting edge education, research training. We not only focus on theoretical coverage, but also we are covering practical tools and methods, leadership, management, communication, and research training. And also in our ICT, we're going to have an opportunity for real-time experience through industrial projects and placement. And also you can have the opportunity to be placed in a research institute or in a company inside Qatar. Also, we have state-of-art equipment and research facilities. For all this, we have like smart sensory labs with, we have cybersecurity lab, we have a smart network lab, we have AI and computing lab. And finally, we have a motivated, talented, experienced, and enthusiastic faculty. So this is our faculty members. They are all like covering all the areas that I just mentioned about. So whatever research topic in ICT, you will find at least one faculty member working in these areas. And as you can see, they are all top well-known scholars. They have graduated from top universities in the US and UK and Asia. And they are all of them, they are highly involved in research and ready to work on very top and important research topics. And we also have, as Dr. Munir said, we have our partners, the Qatar Computer Research Institution. We have also 3 joint faculty appointments with them, and they are all working in areas like bioinformatics, social science, and machine learning. So if you look at our programs, we have actually 5 multidisciplinary academic programs. We have 1 PhD, we have 4 master programs, and we have bachelor program. Our PhD program is in computer science and engineering, which mainly any topic that I've mentioned before in big data cybersecurity, you will find, as I said, one faculty member that would advise you, and our curriculum are designed to help you to get the basic concepts and how to do research in these areas. And then we have 4 master's programs, which are more specialized. We have the Master of Science in Data Science and Engineering related to Big Data, Artificial Intelligence. We have Master of Science in Cybersecurity. And we have also 2 masters related to Health Management. We have Master of Data Analytics and Health Management. And we have Master of Information System in Health Management. And finally, we have a Bachelor program in Computer Engineering. So if we go through each program, so the PhD in Computer Science and Engineering, it's actually a minimum of 54 credits, which usually cover from 4 to 5 years. Usually full-time should cover it maybe 3.5 or 4 years. It's actually, you have to take 3 core courses, 3 elective courses, and 2 semesters of graduate research seminar, and at least 36 credits of research dissertation. You are going to take courses, there are core courses in research methods and ethics and ICT, applied data analytics, principle of computer, system design, advanced algorithm and data structures, and many electives that you can pick related to cybersecurity, data science, whatever research topic you're interested in. The other program, which is if I go to the Master of Cybersecurity, it's a 33-credit program, which is actually taught over 2 years. In this program, you are going to take 4 core courses, okay, and 4 elective courses, and you are going to take 1 semester of graduate research seminar. And your thesis, you have for the thesis, you have 2 options. Either you go for research thesis, which will it's a 9-credit research thesis where you're going to do the research and you go for the defense. Or you have another option, which is a 6-credit industrial project if you were interested in industry. And but in this case, you need to take another elective, so it will be a 6-credit industrial project plus an elective. Core courses in this program will be research methods and ethics in ICT, applied cryptography, computer and network security, and security and risk analysis. Then the other master program is in data science and engineering. Similarly, it's also a 33-credit program, 2 years. Very similar, exactly similar in terms of structure, like cybersecurity, 4 core, 4 electives, 1 seminar, and 9-credit research thesis, or 6-credit industrial project plus an elective. And the core courses, you are going to similarly take research methods and ethics and ICT, but you are going for this program, you take the other core courses, statistics for science and engineering, advanced data management system, and applied data analysis. And we have also elective courses like machine learning, learning from data, medical imaging, which you can pick. Then we'll have the master. They have 2 masters, as I said, related to health management. We have the Master of Data Analysis in Health Management. Similarly, it's also 33 credits, 4 core courses, 4 elective, 1 semester of graduate research seminar, 9 credits research thesis, and similarly 6 credit industrial project and an elective. The core courses in this case will have a research method and ethics in health and genomics, different than ICT, which because you deal with human subjects, so these courses will be related to mainly to health applications. And then we'll have 3 other core courses: computational bioinformatics, AI and machine learning in healthcare, and principle of health informatics. And then the final master program is the Master of Information System in Health Management. In this program, it's the only difference between this program and the others, that in this case you are only can take an industrial project 6 credits. There is no master thesis here. It's mainly designed for people working in the industry. And there are 4 core courses and 5 elective courses and 1 semester of graduate research seminar. And the core courses here, you're going to have information technology project management, healthcare information system management, and information system analysis and design. And then the last program, which is Bachelor in Computer Engineering. This is actually a bachelor program. It's a 128 credit full-time program taught over 4 years. And actually, this is actually in collaboration. It's taught in collaboration with our branch institutes here, Texas A&M, Qatar, and Carnegie Mellon. And they actually were going to cover some courses like general education courses like humanities, social analysis, quantitative. You're going to take math, science course. There are core courses in computer engineering. There are core courses and elective courses in computer engineering. You are going to take specialized electives, and these specialized electives actually you can cover either hardware or data science or cybersecurity. You are going to take also general engineering elective and some English communication electives. And also you have the opportunity to continue doing master with us when you join this program, which already some of our students have already done. So this is summarized an overview of the ICT division, and I will leave the floor for maybe Dr. Muhammad. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Muhammad. I would like now to invite Dr. Muammar Koch, the founding professor and head of Division of Sustainable Development.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our session. And I will try to introduce the programs, master and PhD programs in our division, Sustainable Development. Just to give you an overview of what is sustainability, basically meeting the needs of today without compromising the ability of the future generations, our children, our grandchildren, to meet their own needs is the brief explanation and definition of sustainability. And the sustainable development is probably the most common and the greatest challenge accepted by the world community. And also it is accepted as the national strategy of Qatar under its Qatar National Vision 2030. So it basically addresses economic, environment, and social development in a balanced manner. That's the goal of the sustainability. And in order to address the needs of the Qatar, as well as the global community, in our division, we have developed two main programs. One of them is focusing on sustainable energy. So we have PhD and master program for it. And the other one is focusing on sustainable environment. Similarly, we have a master and PhD programs. Just to give you some summary of our accomplishments until today, since 2015, in about 5 years, we are currently of around 10 faculty members, and we are delivering a total of 205 courses in our programs, and we are at about 80 to 90 steady state number of graduate students in all these programs, about 50-50 master and PhD. And in the past 5 years, we have graduated more than 90 students from masters, about 60, and around 30 PhDs from our program. And therefore, they all completed more than 90 dissertations and thesis work. And our faculty, with their students, with their postdocs and researchers, they completed or still working on around 120 research projects. As a result of these activities, our division so far published more than 450 research publications in journals, conferences, books, and book chapters. So if your interest is in sustainable energy, I can tell you that this is a very multidisciplinary area addressing both conventional and renewable and clean energy systems. Not only it stays at the technology level of the systems, but also it looks into the policy and the social aspects of the energy. And the goal in this program is focusing on different types of conventional and renewable energy technologies, energy generation, energy transmission, as well as energy consumption, and its impacts on the economy, on the environment, on the other important systems such as water, food, urbanization, transportation, and manufacturing. So we have faculty members working on green, clean, and renewable energy systems, energy storage, oil and gas technologies, transportation, urban mobility, and smart city concepts, energy production, conversion and transmission technologies and problems, manufacturing and its relation to the energy consumption and energy generation, green and smart buildings, and of course, emission reductions during the energy generation and energy consumption. Our second program, Sustainable Environment, mainly focuses on water, air, land, and food security issues. And it also looks at the population growth, its impact on the urbanization, and the needs of the increases in the energy, water, and food consumptions. So if you are interested in waste to product, waste management, or water, whether it is desalination, or whether it is treatment and reuse, consumption of water, or if it is around urban planning and built environment issues, air quality, or agriculture, food generation, food security, then this is the right program for you. This is just a glimpse of our faculty members and what they do. Again, this is to summarize the research areas, but more information about our faculty members and what they do for the research can be found in the website. So I will not dwell much on this. And just to give you also an idea about what it takes to complete graduation requirements, if you are interested in the master programs, it takes about 2 years, 4 semesters, and during this time, you are required to take 3 core courses and 5 elective courses, totally 33 credits. Of course, this also includes the research thesis. For PhD, it is mainly focused on research. It requires less number of courses, only 6, 3 core and 3 elective, but you need to complete 36 credits of research over minimum 3 to 4 years. And these are just about the courses that I mentioned. We have 3 core courses that all students are supposed to take, they are required to take. We start with the research methods, ethics, so that you can conduct your research properly by the scientific research methods. We also have the sustainability fundamentals and tools in the very first semester, in the fall semesters. And in the spring, you can choose one of the quantitative core courses that we have in the division, or you can take similar ones from other divisions or from other HBKU colleges. At all semesters, you are also required to register into research credits in coordination with your research advisors, as well as the seminars. So these are some of the elective courses that we offer in both fall and spring semesters. As you can see, we have a variety of courses starting from innovation, entrepreneurship, storage, green buildings, sustainable economy, smart grids, energy resources, generation, oil and gas technologies and economics, solar, environmental impact assessment, water resources, and more in the other semester. We also open other courses whenever a faculty member is interested in introducing a new topic, or when we have visiting professors or faculty members, we introduce additional topics to our students. Again, this is just a glimpse of what we have in terms of the research facilities. Some of them are housed in our college building, LAS. The new name is Penrose Building. We have several labs covering water, environment, desalination, PV labs. We have clean fuel production lab, integrated renewable energy, 3D printing, hydrogen energy. But we also have access to the HBKU Research Institute labs in the North Campus. And most of our students, they have free access to this. And as some of them are co-advised or advised by the research institutes, mainly from TIRI. I think this pretty much covers my presentation about the sustainability and our programs. Then I will give it to the next speaker. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Muammar. I would like just to remind all the attendees that you can post your questions in the Q&A tab at any time. Next is Dr. Tariq Al-Ansari for the Division of Engineering Management and Decision Sciences.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to today's session. Thank you, Dr. Khalid, for moderating the session. I would like to thank my previous colleagues also for giving such an interesting presentation about the other programs and the other divisions. I think it was absolutely fantastic. And now it's my turn to tell you a bit about the newest division in the college, which is the Division of Engineering Management and Decision Sciences, which is only a couple of years old, but we are small and growing very fast. The programs that we have in this division is Master's and PhD in Logistics and Supply Chain Management. We all know the importance of this field in a growing economy like Qatar, which is seeking to diversify into different areas. around logistics and supply chains, and also Masters in Sports and Entertainment Management, which is a joint program with HBKU and the University of South Carolina in the United States, which I'll tell you more about in the coming slides. Our faculty members are diverse. We come from different backgrounds and different expertise, touching on different areas of supply chain management and logistics and sports management. We also have joint faculty from the Qatar Computing Research Institute, Professor Sanjay, and we're a very multidisciplinary team able to address different components of sports, logistics, and supply chains, all within our two programs. So the Master's and PhD in Logistics and Supply Chain Management is one of the two programs that we have, Master's and PhD. It's the first postgraduate logistics and supply chain program in Qatar. We found that there was huge demand for this program just by our interaction with different governmental and industrial stakeholders who really appreciated that this program was born. It's very research focused and multidisciplinary, and it contributes to real needs of the country, which seeks to be a logistical hub for the region. Supply chain management is related to the production and transportation of product in the most efficient and timely manner from the production site all the way to the consumer. And to achieve this, we need to do a huge amount of research across a spectrum of different areas, touching on transportation, supply chain optimization, warehouse design, Industry 4.0, and many different areas within this field. So our research is very relevant, very up to date, and the faculty conduct very high level research in this area. So let me tell you a little bit about the programs themselves. So for similar to the previous programs, within our masters, you have to do 3 core classes. And these 3 core classes are similar to, they're identical to our PhD core classes: optimization, supply chain management, and research methods and ethics. And completing these 3 classes will give you the foundational background and knowledge that you need to carry on forward for the program. In the masters, you need to do 5 electives, whereas in the PhD, you need to do 3 electives. And in both programs, you have to do seminar. Seminar is 2 times in the masters and 3 times in the PhD. The difference between the PhD and the master's program is that there's larger emphasis on the research, of course, as it's a PhD. And you can expect to finish the PhD between 3 to 4 years and the master's after 2 years. So that's about the logistics. Let me tell you a bit about sports, if I can find the slides. There we go. So the Masters in Sports and Entertainment Management program is our newest program in our division and one of the newest in the college. And this is a joint program between ourselves and the University of South Carolina. And this program came at the perfect time as Qatar embarks on hosting the FIFA World Cup 2022, and not just footballing events, many different sporting events in the area of athletics, etc. There's a huge push to advance the sporting industry and the sports industry in Qatar and within the region. So this program is very timely, and it fits directly into the national trend, which is available for us all to see. This program is very unique because it's a joint program between ourselves and University of South Carolina. So when you complete the degree, you get a degree from both institutions, USC and HBKU, and this is very unique, not only for Qatar but for the whole region and in the world, I would say. So we have this great opportunity to interact with the professors from USC who teach some of the courses, and there's a very interesting collaboration that is taking place in the completion of this course. So when you do this program, you can choose either the thesis option or the non-thesis option, and the difference in the two is that if you take the non-thesis option, you would take more electives in order to compensate. And both programs, the thesis and the non-thesis, are 2 years. We have an array of different courses which you would take as part of the program, such as venue management, management in the sports and entertainment industry, law, finance, marketing, statistics, business analytics, seminar on the Olympic Games, sports entrepreneurship, media and broadcasting, esports, and also you can do independent study. And this idea of independent study is identical to what we can offer also in the supply chain management program, where there's a specific topic that you don't find an elective for, then you, with your advisor or a faculty member, can develop a specific independent study which suits your interests. I think that is it for me. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Dr. Tariq, and thanks to all our faculty members for their valuable information. Next, I would like to invite Mohammed Hijab from the Enrollment Office to talk about the admission and application requirements.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid. So we've heard about all the programs that are available at HBKU, and we're interested to apply to some of them, maybe all. And today I'm going to talk to you about the admission requirements for the admission application. So if you're applying to the College of Science and Engineering, you should have a strong academic background. And you should prove that by having a GPA of a minimum 3 out of 4 for our program. And your degree should be from a recognized university, of course. If you're applying for the master's program, you should have a bachelor's degree. And we will ask you for the transcripts and your grading scale and even your certificate at one point for your bachelor's degree. If you're applying for the PhD program, you should have, of course, a master's degree. But if you're applying for the PhD program as well, we'll ask you for all your previous transcripts, including the bachelor's and master's. Applicants for all PhD programs in the College of Science and Engineering are required to submit a valid GRE score. I know with the COVID situation, you may not be able to take the GRE in a test center. And what's been really fascinating throughout the past 6 months or so, that ETS started to provide GRE at home. We do accept that equally as if you've taken the test in a test center. You can go to ETS website and register for the GRE. You can take it at home at any time. There are specific dates and timing, but they are available almost daily. So you can go ahead and take the GRE test. And finally, applicants with prior research experience are preferred, especially for the PhD programs. However, that does not mean if you do not have a prior research experience that you should skip the application process. No, we still accept students without prior research experience, but we prefer those who do have prior research experience. And I'm going to the next slide. Okay, good. So these are the required fields of studies for the different programs that we've mentioned earlier today. So if you're applying for a PhD in computer science and engineering, you should have a computer science, computer engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, mathematics, or any other related field as a background. If you're applying for logistics and supply chain management, we look for students who have an engineering, computer science, information system background. You can also have a business or finance or economics management background as well, but you have to demonstrate that you have strong analytical skills for this program. If you're applying for the sustainability programs, whether it's sustainable energy or sustainable environment, you should have a background in engineering and science. However, we still accept students from architecture, urban planning, business, economics, policy making, and social studies. However, you have to, again, demonstrate that you have good, strong analytical skills. If you're applying for the Masters of Science in Data Science and Engineering, or that in cybersecurity, you should have a background in computer science, information system engineering, mathematics, or any other related field. If you're applying for the Masters of Data Analytics or the Masters of Information Systems and Health Management, you should have, again, the computer science and engineering field. We do accept students from that. However, we also accept students for these two programs from those who have health background or medical field with the relative work experience. They can also be considered for these two programs. And finally, the last one is the sports and entertainment management. So if you're applying for this program, you should have a background in sports-related degrees, management, finance, engineering, business, and related fields as well. Applicants who have studied in other fields may also be considered for the Masters of Science in Sports and Entertainment Management program. So how do we apply? The first thing you have to do is go to our website, hbku.edu.qa/admissions, and start an online application. You have to create an account and fill out the online application. It will ask you about basic information about the applicant. And the application, you also have to upload all your academic transcripts and your grading skills. You have to upload an official or a screenshot of your TOEFL or IELTS score or an exemption letter. So again, you should prove, as you've seen, all these programs that we've talked about today are taught in English. And to be able to learn these programs, you should prove your English proficiency. So that's why we require an IELTS or TOEFL. However, students can still waive this requirement if there are different conditions where they can waive this requirement if they come from English-speaking university, if they studied their previous degrees, their bachelor's in English, the language of instruction was English. So there are different exemptions where this requirement can be waived, and these can be found on the website, or you can email us directly. I'll put the emails at the end, and then you don't have to do these. However, you still have to submit, you have to upload a document that says that all your courses are taught in English, for example. Then you have to submit a personal statement, which is like 300 to 500 words, mentioning why you're interested in this program that you're applying to and what makes you special as a candidate. As an applicant, we require a passport and ID, your CV as well, make sure it's updated. We also require 2 recommendation letters. These two letters can be sent directly from your referees to the email that's showing here, which is recommendations@hbku.edu.qa. And as I mentioned before, GRE is required from all PhD applicants. You can still take it at home, anywhere in the world, at your home, you can take it. The deadlines for the application. So if you're applying from outside Qatar or applying as an international applicant, the deadline is February 1st, 2021. And for Qataris or residents, if you're a resident in Qatar, you can submit your application until March 15th, 2021. And you can see here, for more information about the program, you can visit about the college programs. You can visit tse.hbku.edu.qa. For your admission inquiries, you can contact us depending on your program that you're applying to. If you're applying for the Sustainable Development Programs, the email is right there. and so on. And we'll help you within usually 3 to 5 days. We'll answer all of your questions. And finally, about that, the very common topic that we talk about, which is funding opportunities for all the programs that we've mentioned earlier. So funding opportunities are available for all the programs. However, we only discuss them with students who've been already accepted to the program. So the first thing, you shouldn't think about the funding right now. You should think about the admissions part and make sure that you fill out the application and you submit all the required documents. So make sure that you do that. And yeah, that's it for the admissions part. Thank you, Dr. Khaled. Back to you.
Thank you, Mohammed, for the informative information. Lastly, I would like to welcome Reem Al Abdel Jabbar to talk to us about the student affairs.
Thank you, Dr. Khaled. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Reem Al Abdel Jabbar. I'm the head of student engagement at Hamad bin Khalifa University. HBKU Student Affairs aims to provide an innovative social, sports, residential, and academic support programs and services to achieve targeted HBKU student outcomes, such as student clubs, writing centers, health and wellness, career professional sessions, and CV clinic workshops. Now, please allow me to share with you a short video of student life services and programs.
قسم المشاركة الطلابية في إدارة شؤون الطلاب هو أحد الأقسام الداعمة للطلاب في جامعة حمد بن خليفة، والذي يسهم بشكل كبير في دعم الطلاب وإشراكهم وإخراطهم في الأنشطة غير الأكاديمية. هناك أنشطة رياضية، هناك أنشطة ثقافية، هناك أنشطة تعليمية، جميعها تكون خارج المنهج التعليمي، ولكن كلها يصب في النهاية نتائجها تصب في النتيجة التعليمية لكل طالب.
كل سنة الفرق عندنا عددها يكثر. عندنا لحد الآن 6 فرق رياضية، فريق كرة قدم فئة بنين، فريق كرة سلة فئة بنين وبنات، فريق كرة طائرة بنين وبنات، وعندي فريق فئة شباب كريكت.
احنا طبعا نتواصل في إدارة شؤون الطلاب من خلال إدارة التواصل المجتمعي وشؤون الطلاب مع الجامعات الشريكة الموجودة في قطر فاونديشن من خلال ما يسمى بالكارير سيرفيسز اللي هو الخدمات المهنية. قمنا في السابق في موضوع اللي هو المعرض المهني كارير فير. أيضا عملنا في السابق برنامج كان لقادة المجتمع، دعينا فيه معظم رؤساء الشركات وأيضا بعض الوزراء للتعرف على الجامعة وتعريفهم ببرامج الجامعة اللي تطرحها.
احنا في إدارة شؤون الطلاب نهتم خاصة في ناحية العلاقات المجتمعية كتوقيع اتفاقيات، كزيارة الشركات الخاصة والغير خاصة للتعريف عن جامعة حمد بن خليفة، وتواصل اتفاقيات من ناحية توفير فرص للطلاب أو للخريجين، أو أنك إذا شركات أو القطاع الخاص عندهم مثلا وجهات نظر كالتعاون ممكن احنا نخدمها تحت إطار اتفاقية أو تحت إطار اللي هو تعاون مشترك ويانا.
Here are the student affairs contact lists. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Thanks, Reem. This concludes our session. We will now go through your questions shared for the Q&A session, moderated by Dr. Amin Dermark.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Amin Bermak. I'm the Associate Dean of the College of Science and Engineering. The session has been really very interactive. I was trying to keep track of all the questions, and I actually almost could not keep up with all the questions. It's very, very interactive. We have received over 60 questions. But in order to be efficient and trying to answer most of them, I will try to categorize them in 3 different categories. The first one is actually most of the students are asking about scholarship. So the key question is, what are the requirements for basically being eligible for scholarship? What are roughly the number of scholarships that are being offered by the college? And in general, what makes an applicant eligible to get a scholarship? And what does the scholarship include? Does it include stipend, travel, and what are the what does it include? I would like to probably address this question to the Dean, Dr. Munir Hamdi, who can clarify probably on this issue. So we have received at least probably 20 questions related to scholarship.
I mean, I will say a few words, and I will pass it to the chair of the scholarship committee within the college, because we have a scholarship committee within the college, which is chaired by Dr. Hamish McKay, that can shed some light. But all what I can say basically is that at the beginning we try to address the application for the acceptance of the application, and once the application is accepted, then we go to the next stage in looking for the possibility of scholarships. So in general, we do have scholarships. They are very competitive, but it is very difficult to say ahead of time whether you will be able to get it or not. I mean, obviously, many students over the years, they were able to get it, but it doesn't mean that every single applicant will be able to get this scholarship. So this is in general our principle, but we need to look at the application first to see that you are eligible for to be admitted. Once you are admitted, we go to the next stage. So I will pass it right now to Dr. Hamish McKay to shed additional light if he has any.
Thank you, Dr. Munir. I think you've pretty much covered it. In each program, we do have scholarships available. So some of those include a stipend and housing if you're coming from overseas. And we also have a number of tuition waivers as well that we offer. But as Dr. Munir mentioned, we decide on these after we have all the admission applications in, much closer to the start of the semester.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Munir and Dr. Hamish. Let me follow up. As I said, I received over 70 questions so far, and I'm trying to categorize them through different categories. So the first one was scholarship. I hope it was clear. The second group of questions that I received are mainly related to the requirement in terms of GRE. So the students are asking what is the minimum requirement, what is the minimum score in terms of GRE quantitative and GRE verbal. So probably I would like to ask the program coordinator to comment on this. Maybe we can start with Dr. Muammar.
Good evening, everybody. For sustainability programs, sustainable energy and sustainable environment, first of all, GRE is not required for master, but it is complementary. If you have it, it will make your application stronger. And GRE score is required. It's a must for PhD, for sustainable energy and environment. And we only require GRE quantitative. And we are basically asking something around 160. We don't have an exact number. The reason is that we consider GRE quantitative, your GPA, your research experience, and where you come from, your school, your experience altogether. So sometimes we can go down to like 157, 158. If you have, for example, research papers, then it will complement definitely for a couple points in the GRE. But if you don't have any research background, research papers, accomplishments, then we definitely would like to have something around 160. Thank you.
Dr. Mohammed, maybe you can add something regarding the ICT.
Yes, Dr. Amin. So I think like what Dr. Muammar said, we have the same policy. So for the master program, we don't have GRE requirements. For the PhD, we do have a GRE requirements, and our scores are very similar to what Dr. Muammar said. Is around 160 and above is very well recommended for this GRE. And we really focus also on the quantitative analytical. Thank you.
Dr. Tariq, can you add something? Dr. Tariq?
Yeah. For our programs, GRE is not required for the MSc in Sports and Entertainment Management. GRE is also not required for the Masters in Logistics Supply Chain Management. It is required for the PhD program. Cannot give you a minimum number. It's competitive, and we evaluate the overall application, and we look at the high scoring applications in terms of the quantitative nature of the result.
All right, thank you very much. Let me go to the third category of questions. The third category is mainly related to the English and language requirement. And a lot of students are asking about what kind of test should I take? Is it IELTS or TOEFL? What is the minimum score? Also, if I studied in a Qatar university in English, do I still need to take the IELTS or TOEFL? Some students from overseas are asking whether a certificate from the university can replace the IELTS or TOEFL score. So probably I would like to ask the admission team to comment on this. So in general, what are the language requirements? Do you always need to have an IELTS or TOEFL? Or if you study at the university using English language, is that sufficient or not?
Okay. So I've mentioned that there are different ways where you can waive the IELTS or TOEFL requirement to prove your English proficiency. Again, one of them is if you studied in English, so if you can provide the letter that you studied in English, or if you already have a letter from your university that you studied in English, we can waive it as well. The minimum score for IELTS, of course, it's the academic IELTS that you have to do. The overall minimum score is 6.5. And for the TOEFL IBT, the internet-based TOEFL, it's 79. However, again, there are different ways where you can waive these English requirements. If you're not sure, or you cannot get a letter, or if you have any problem with your English requirements, you can email the admissions at the emails that I showed you before for your own program, and we'll help you in determining your English proficiency, if this can be waived or not.
Thank you very much. Any colleague have any other comments on this? All right. The third category of questions is really related to people who are asking whether they can apply to a certain master in a certain field. There are many questions related to this area. For example, someone saying, I'm a graduate from electronic engineering, can I apply to ICT or data analytics? I'm a graduate of civil engineering, can I apply to sustainability? I'm a graduate of, I'm a medical doctor, can I apply to any field related to data analytics, and so on. So is it possible to have comments from each program, from each division director, division coordinator, about the requirements in terms of fields? Let's say the Master of Sustainable Environment, Sustainable Energy, what are the general requirements in terms of the field? Can I start with you, Dr. Muammar?
Yes. Again, for sustainable energy and sustainable environment programs, both master and PhD, we are quite open in terms of the academic backgrounds. We accept students coming from all engineering disciplines and all science disciplines. In addition to that, we also accept students from business, economics, and some social sciences disciplines too, provided that you will basically satisfy the GRE requirements. You have the analytic skills. That's the must. And in the past, we had students coming from different social sciences disciplines with good GRE scores, and they are still in the program, or they graduated and they did quite well. But we also had students, they had high GPAs for this economics, business, etc., but they didn't have the necessary GRE, so they were not admitted. So they go hand in hand. And also, I just would like to add for this question and for the previous one about the English, in addition to all these documents that you are required to submit, we also conduct interviews, not for all of you, but for select students who are above this threshold. We conduct the interviews. That is also taken as another point making the final decisions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Mohammed, can you please comment on the areas you are looking for regarding applicants in the ICT division for the various programs?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Amin. Yes, we actually, for the ICT program, we're looking for mainly students who are graduating from computer science, computer engineering program, electrical engineering program. This is mainly our target. And for the PhD, sometimes some students, they apply with master with business, but still we are mainly focusing on students doing masters in electrical engineering, computer engineering, and ICT in general. So even if you have a master's in business, you can still apply for the PhD, but it's not necessary that you are accepted for PhD. We may recommend you for master's. So this is mainly the, and as Dr. Muammar said, we look at the package as a whole. We look at, and even some students have some experience in work, but we still focus on what were their bachelor degrees. This is very important, and what were their basic and degrees coming from. And as we said, we're looking at the application as a whole. So make sure that you highlight every aspect or everything that you have done, especially for the PhD. If you are doing any kind of research and your master's, you need to highlight it. If you have publications, this will be a big plus. And we also do interviews, especially for PhDs and for selected master students. So, so this is in summary would be our what we are looking for in the applicants for both masters and PhDs. Thank you.
Let me be more specific. For example, we have students. They ask, they are in the they have medical background. Can they apply for data analytics?
Can you repeat the question again, Dr. Amin? Sorry.
Some students, some prospective students are asking about the fact that they are in the medical field, and they would like to know whether they can apply to data analytics, let's say.
Yeah, if the medical field, we have the two master's programs, the Master of Data Analytics in Health Management and Master of Information System for Health Management. Yeah, for these two masters, yes, they can apply, especially for masters if they are really focusing on only coming from medical background. I think Master of Information System for Health Management will be the best for them.
Right. I'm going to be also more specific to Dr. Muammar. There is one prospective student asking the following question. I have a degree in chemical and process engineering. Can I apply to sustainable energy?
Yes, definitely. It's a good fit for us.
Okay, okay.
For both environment and energy, yes.
Dr. Tariq, many students are asking about the field required for the Master of Sports Management. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, so for sports and entertainment management, you can have generally any background. All fields are welcome for this area. Business, finance, economics, engineering, management studies, anything of the sort is all welcome for sports and entertainment management.
Okay, thank you. I would like to go back to the admission team and ask them a bit more specific questions, since these questions came up quite frequently. For example, one question is, I'm a graduate from Qatar University. Do I need to take the IELTS?
So if your program is taught in English in Qatar University, which is the case in several programs, then you will not have to take the IELTS exam. We already have a list and we know which programs are taught in English and which are not. So if your program is taught in English, you simply don't have to upload the IELTS, you don't have to take it, and we'll waive it for you automatically.
All right. Another related question, but coming from an international student. He said, I studied in Nigeria, and of course they used English over there. He said, does a certificate, an English certificate issued by my university, will it be sufficient in terms of the English language requirement?
That would be definitely sufficient. You just have to submit that letter, and we can waive his English proficiency requirements as well.
Okay. Another question to the admission team. There is one student asking, actually a couple of students asking, our university does not use a GPA for the zero scale, but instead they use a percentile system. Is that acceptable? Like, for example, he specifically said, I am 86.4%. Would that be fulfilling the 3.0 GPA requirement?
Yeah. So, yes, thank you.
Yeah, please.
So as I mentioned in the requirements, when you submit your transcripts, you also have to submit a grading scale. A grading scale is usually found on the bottom of your transcript or on the back side. It will show up what does each grade mean. For example, if your grading scale is a percentage out of 100, it will show like 90 to 100 is an A, or is it 80 to 100 is an A, and so on. This grading scale will help us to convert your grades into a GPA. So if you have any transcript that doesn't have a GPA out of 4, if it's out of 7, if it's a percentage, if it's a letter grade, if it's some kind of ranking in your transcript as well, you have to submit a grading scale so that we can convert your GPA into out of 4, and then we can compare different students. If your GPA is above 3 out of 4 in our conversion, then you will meet the minimum requirement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let me go back to Dr. Muhammad Abdullah. Just regarding the background for students, there are 2 students asking this question. I'm a graduate of civil engineering. Can I still apply for the Master of Science in Cybersecurity? Another question, I'm a graduate from electronic engineering. Can I apply for the Master in Cybersecurity?
Well, for the Master of the Electronic Engineering, yes, that's possible. For the Master of Civil Engineering, so generally for we need, I would say it's not highly possible that will be accepted, because it's kind of you need to have this background in programming, and this is very important that you have a degree in computer engineering, computer science.
Okay, thank you. Let me go back to the admission team. Many questions are related to basically references. They are asking whether the references are sent directly by the referee to the admission team, or they are uploaded through the system by the applicants, and whether they receive an acknowledgement that the reference is received or not.
All right, thank you. So as I said, for references, the reference letters and the forms, which can be found on the website, they have to be sent directly from your referee's professional email to our recommendation email. It cannot be a personal email. It cannot be a Hotmail or a Gmail. It has to be a professional email that they use, so that they can send us the reference letters and the forms. And I had another question here, which they ask if the referees have to be academic or from work or professional referees. They can be any. We prefer to have one academic, one professional. If you do not have any work experience, then you have to have both academic. That's completely fine. If you graduated 20, 30 years ago and you do not have any academic references, but you have work references, that's completely fine as well. As long as the reference letters and the emails are sent through email to the recommendation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Again, this question probably they are addressed to you, Mohammed. How can I apply for scholarship? And is there a link on the website to apply for scholarship? And what is the process for scholarship?
Great. So this is a very common question that we receive in admissions. And as I mentioned, so you do not have to worry about the scholarship parts right now, because we will not discuss the scholarship requirements or the scholarship application or any funding application at this point. all what you have to do is to submit your application. So there is no scholarship application at this point at the website, or that will be shared with students. It will only be shared with students who are admitted into the program. So first you have to submit the application, get admitted in the program, and then we will contact you and we will give you a link where you can apply for funding and so on. So it's after the admission decisions, not at this point.
All right, thank you very much, Mohammed. Again, another question is related to the GRE. Many students are asking whether it's possible to apply first for admission and then sit for the GRE exam after admission.
So the best thing about attending this event is that you have several months until, like a few months until the application deadline. So you can take the GRE once and twice and maybe 3 times before the application deadline. So we would highly recommend that you go ahead and register for the closest GRE possible. And as the program coordinators mentioned, that you should focus on the quantitative part of the GRE. So practice that, take the exam, and you can take it at home as much as you want. Take it. We will only take the highest grade that we receive. So if you've taken it several times, we'll take away only the highest grade. We highly recommend that you do not wait until after the admission deadlines to take a GRE, because as soon as we're receiving the applications, we are already reviewing them. We're maybe giving decisions for some of these students. So you do not want to wait until a long time after the deadline and all the seats are taken in your program. So we would highly recommend that you do your GRE as soon as possible and submit a complete application. So it is required complete, and we can give you a decision. Thank you.
All right. This question is related to. Hello, can you hear me?
Is it
me?
Can
you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. This question is more related to the division heads. A lot of students are asking about examples of electives in order to make their choices for the program. So, for example, I have a student here asking whether in the division of sustainability they have courses related to ocean thermal energy conversion, energy harvesting, hybrid solar wind systems, and so on. Can Dr. Muhammad give us just an overview of the electives the student will be taking in both programs related to energy and also environment?
Yeah, I showed a couple slides about some of the electives. We can go there. How do I do this? I don't see these options. Can you go? Can you go to my slides, please? I cannot see them.
Yeah, certainly. 1 second. Thank you so much.
So basically, let me tell you, we have courses on renewable energy, conventional energy like oil and gas. We have courses on green buildings. We have courses on water desalination, water treatment. We have courses on environmental impact assessment, waste management. We have, okay, here we go. Let me go to my.
Yeah, very brief, Dr. Muhammad.
Okay. And the courses that they mentioned, we don't have courses specifically on those topics, but we also have an option. We call it independent studies. And if their research requires a certain depth in some areas, with their advisor, they can open this independent study to focus on, let's say, ocean tidal energy. That's possible. Or energy harvesting. It can be done. So that is the flexibility that we have.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Mohammed, a snapshot about electives?
Yes, we have depends on the master program, PhD. So the master program is cybersecurity. We have electives like network forensics, wireless security, multimedia security. For data science, we have related to machine learning, medical imaging, applied deep learning. For health management, we have a lot of courses related to health informatics for both MIS and MDA.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mohammed. Dr. Tariq, very briefly.
Yeah.
Dr. Tariq.
Yeah. So our core classes, as I said, are research methods and ethics, optimization techniques and applications, and supply chain management. These are the core. And the electives include financial techniques for investment appraisal, advanced topics in supply chain management, principles of reinforcement learning, which is integrating artificial intelligence in supply chains, advancing the supply chain concept more in simulation optimization methods, Industry 4.0 in manufacturing and supply chains, production and operation management, facility and transportation management, supply chain modeling and optimization, and port management and maritime logistics.
Thank you very much. I have another question probably addressed to Dr. Hamish or maybe the Dean. Students are asking about the opportunity. Students are asking about the opportunities if they are enrolled in the PhD programs to teach during PhD study. This is number one. And second, whether they can be involved with the research institutes like CARE, QBRI, and PCRI. Maybe Dr. Munir or Dr. Hamish?
I can answer both those. So we have teaching assistant positions available within the college. They don't involve direct teaching, but they involve tutoring to the students, helping out, preparing and marking homeworks, these sorts of tasks. And the second question, sorry, short memory span.
Yeah, opportunities to do research with research institutes.
Okay. Yes, we have a number of students in the different programs, so from all the divisions and different programs that work with the research institutes. And we have joint faculty from certain research institutes that are involved with certain programs.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Many students are asking about when do these programs start? So probably I can answer the question. We operate on a 2-semester system, fall and spring, and the admission are usually done for the fall semester, and the semester start the end of August. So this time I asked the question and answered the question. Let me go to a little bit of like more out of the box question, quite interesting question. Maybe I should address this to the Dean, Dr. Munir. The student is asking what are the significant results achieved by the college in terms of research being done for the COVID-19 crisis in Qatar.
I mean, we have done quite a bit of research related to COVID-19, and that short video mentioned some of them. For example, we have done things related to smart masks. We have done work related to using 3D printers for equipment related to COVID-19. We have done some data analytics related to COVID-19, other related to mental health in this COVID period, other related to examining the chests of potential COVID patients, and try to have an analytical model to decide whether they should further go to the hospital or not. And last but not least, also we have done tracing software that can do very sophisticated tracing in terms of the spread and the proximity of COVID patients. So we have done quite a bit, and in fact many of them already published in very prestigious scientific journals. Others they have been done in collaboration with Hamad Medical Corporation and so forth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Munir. Some of the students are asking whether they need to start communicating with supervisors in order to be eligible to apply for a scholarship. So probably Dr. Hamish, can you address this question?
So that's not necessary at this stage. Make your application. If you have specific areas that you're interested in working in, you can always mention that in the letter of purpose or the statement letter. And when we make the admissions, we'll be looking at that. And then afterwards, once you're admitted, we'll be assigning the scholarships. Thanks.
Okay, probably one last question. Many students are asking about the load in these programs, specifically with respect to the master and PhD. And the question is, what is the typical load in terms of number of courses taken each semester? Can I ask the division heads to comment on this? Dr. Muammar, maybe first, please.
It depends on how the student wants to progress in her or his course.
Yeah,
So
Dr. Muammar, sorry, let me just add another perspective to the question because I got also many questions on this. Can I graduate in less than 2 years for the master?
Yes, that's possible. So they are related. So basically, we have students. I want to answer this with examples. We had students who complete the master, which is 8 courses and their thesis, in 3 semesters. In fact, we have one just doing it right now. But we also had students, they completed it in 3 years because they were working. They couldn't take enough courses every semester, so they extended it. So it totally depends on how fast you can go. And also this is something that you need to always consult with your advisor. So the typical duration, typical load is 2 courses per semester. That's what we suggest. But if you think that you can do more than that, you are welcome to try it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Muammar. I guess your answer is valid for all divisions and the whole college. I think this answer is uniform across all divisions. So I would like to basically close this Q&A session. I would like to also apologize if your question was not asked. I tried to ask as many as possible, and I didn't go specifically in the questions, but instead I tried to summarize them in different categories and ask in such a way that you will have elements answered in the response we had. So I would like to thank you very much. And if you have any further question, you can try to contact us, and we'll be more than happy to address any concern or question you may have. I would like to turn the floor again to Dr. Khalid. Dr. Khalid, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Amin. Thanks a lot. And thank you all for your questions and for attending the session. I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Dr. Khalid, and thank you for everybody for attending. And if you have any further questions, you can always contact us by any means. Thank you very much.